Ringo's mustache. In Mexico, in a small town called Santa Maria, there was a bar named Three Cheeses. It was one of the most famous mouse bars in the world because the most famous mariachi guitarist, Chico, lived and played there. Chico was a thin, brown mouse with long whiskers, a pink nose, and big ears. He was the grandson of a famous guitar maker and had played guitar since he could remember. Chico's music was heard all over the world, and it was hard to find an empty seat for the parties at Three Cheeses. Mice from everywhere came to enjoy Chico's music and his two bandmates, Pablo on drums and Pancho on castanets. One day, while Chico and his band were playing for a big crowd, one of his guitar strings made strange sounds. Soon, the string broke, and the party ended sadly. Chico was very worried because this wasn't just any string. It was made from a mountain lion's whisker. The string had been on the guitar since the time when Chico's grandfather had pulled a whisker from one of the scariest mountain lions named Ringo and put it on his guitar as a trophy. Ringo still roamed around Santa Maria and was still the wildest mountain lion and the scariest creature in all of Mexico. Chico knew he had to find the string and face the scary Ringo, repeating his grandfather's bravery. The next morning, in the cold dawn before the sun rose from behind the mountains, Chico, Pancho, and Pablo set out to meet the scary Ringo and pluck a whisker. After walking for a long time, they found themselves in front of a big cave. As they got closer to the cave entrance, their legs shook more and more with fear. When they reached the entrance, Pancho and Pablo decided to wait outside, so Chico had to go in alone to face the scary Ringo. Slowly and fearfully, he went deeper into the cave and suddenly saw Ringo sleeping sweetly. He was a huge desert lion, as big as he was scary. Chico, very carefully and without making the slightest sound, reached into his little bag and took out the scissors he was going to use to cut one of Ringo's whiskers. He slowly approached Ringo, and just as he was about to cut the whisker, Ringo jumped up, caught Chico by the tail with his right paw, and with his left paw, he took out a razor-sharp claw and put it under Chico's throat. At that moment, Pancho and Pablo screamed in fear, and Ringo turned to look at them as they ran away. Chico fearfully looked at Ringo, who asked with sleepy eyes and a hoarse voice, "What are you looking for here, little mouse?" Chico, stammering, introduced himself and began to explain that he had come for a string for his guitar and that he wasn't like the guitar maker mouse from the legend who had defeated Ringo in a fight, but just an ordinary guitarist. Ringo laughed sweetly at this, released Chico, and said, "Listen, little mouse. I don't know you, but I've heard of you. Your grandfather, the guitar maker, and I were very good friends and often spent time together. We never fought, and the whisker on your guitar was a gift to your grandfather, who brought me the most delicious cheeses on every visit. In return, I gave him whiskers for the guitars he made. Now I'll give you a whisker for your guitar, and you'll come on Sunday to play at my birthday party." Chico, overjoyed, agreed and promised not only to come but also to bring some of the best cheese in Santa Maria for Ringo's guests. Ringo smiled, pulled out his longest and most beautiful whisker, and gave it to Chico. Chico put it in his little bag, said goodbye to Ringo, and headed back to his home in Three Cheeses. Soon after, Chico, Pablo, and Pancho threw the best and happiest birthday party for the scariest lion in all of Mexico.